Good morning guys, what is up? I hope you're all having an awesome day and welcome to all the brand new people, all 2,000 or something of you that have joined us since doing the road trip. I'm finally back in Brisbane now, you guys would have seen the video yesterday, and it's finally time to start getting to work on the R33 Skyline. So for those of you that don't know, I picked up this Series 1 R33 manual turbo Nissan Skyline for $3 grand. So it was cheap as chips, the cheapest one in the country in fact. And yeah, I picked it up and the goal for this car is to make it into a dedicated track car / street car. It's gonna be pretty cool. The idea behind getting the R33 was actually because I wanted to get into track. I've watched Adam LZ and Samet and just so many people for so many years, and I know that it's exactly what I want to do, but I've never had a car for it. The Falcon down here, it's too clean. I love it. It's making a little bit too much power to kind of be like reliable. It's heavy. It's a big car. I wanted something sort of cheap that I could throw around and do all that sort of stuff with. So the R33 was definitely the best idea for it. I 100% believe that an R33, especially a turbo manual, is the best JDM track ready car, considering as chassis have gone up like crazy in price, and so have our chassis. Just every single possible imaginable track ready-ish JDM car is now going through the roof. So yeah, that's why I picked up this. Overall, this Skyline is actually pretty clean outside. There's a few little dents everywhere, but obviously I don't mind too much. It's got a Series 2 front end on it, but don't be fooled, it is a Series 1. And I'll quickly show you guys under the bonnet. So the requirements for me to get an R33 was I wanted something that was mechanically perfect and cosmetically terrible. I got the complete opposite of that, and I actually ended up getting an R33 that's had a Series 2 RB25 DET swap, which means it also comes with a Series 2 turbo, Series 2 block, which I also believe came with the extended collar for the oil pump gears. But yeah, Series 2 engine, Series 1 car, Series 2 front, Series 2 turbo. The rest of it is, yeah. So we're originally looking at this car for around about $6.5 to $7 grand. Now, when I went up there, we took a compression tester, and after we did the compression test, we found out that every single cylinder was 160 PSI, except for cylinder 3. At the beginning, it was reading at 40. After that, it was reading from 60 to 80. So we do have low compression in cylinder 3. I have a few little ideas on what it possibly could be, but yeah, at the moment, that's all I know. And until we rip the engine out, we actually don't know exactly what we're going to be doing. Now, along with that as well, the transmission, the 5-speed Nissan transmission, is also starting to show a little bit of signs of wear. It sounds like a dog box, pretty much. It has a horrible whine to it. I've also found out that the original owner put in oil to try and compensate for the noise. He thought it was just low on oil, but it turns out it's actually the bearings that are worn. So hopefully that is savable with some new bearings, but we're not quite sure as of yet. As I said, we don't know until we rip everything apart. It's a project, it's gonna be fun. Now just down below the camera on the ground right there, I've got some awesome parts which I think you guys are going to be very, very keen for. So definitely stay tuned in this video and I'll show you guys exactly what they are throughout it. Alright, so just starting off, the R33 build for me is definitely not going to be over the top. I want this car to be as reliable as humanly possible. Now, I know a lot of people have said RB and reliable cannot go in the same sentence, but we're just gonna see how we go. Definitely was one of the cheapest ways that I could get into drifting and get into the track scene. But yeah, the idea for the R33 is to make it as reliable on stock power as possible. Make it so that it can handle high RPM, so it can drive around on the road completely fine. Basically just build the engine rock solid, ready for an absolute beating, and just be able to drive it to the track and from the track every single day. I'm learning in a stock powered car, and we're just gonna go from there. Okay, so first of all, let's start off in the interior. Alright, so interior-wise, the car is actually pretty cool. It has a SAS wheel already on it. The horn does not work at all, but I'm going to fix it up eventually. I do want to change this wheel out for something different. It's pretty worn out. It's got sort of like a little bit of staining all around the outside. It's going to be brilliant for like learning to do stuff, but I definitely want to get a different wheel into this thing, and I'll show you guys exactly what I'm getting just down there at the moment. I actually have it already. I also need to get a drift button installed. This right here is a standard Skyline handbrake. But yeah, we are going to get a Gtst drift button set up. so one of the alloy ones, and then I might put like some Alcantara wrap around it so it actually makes it pretty cool. And then also get the drift button installed, because obviously we're going to need that for if we start drifting. Also, I want to get a short shifter into this thing at the moment. It does actually feel quite cool. It definitely does need some centering springs or something like that. It's just horrible. Yeah, and fifth is a little bit weird as well. So, yeah, definitely way to get a short shifter set up in this thing. As for sound, the Kenwood head unit is actually pretty good. It's got Alpine speakers all throughout. In saying that, it was actually quite funny. If you guys watch one of my previous videos, the speakers that are set up in the back of this car are actually just tech screwed into the carpet. What can you do for $3 grand, right? It's got a boost gauge, but I'm thinking because this area is actually like completely free, I think I might do the 3 gauges that's set up in just there. So I might do like engine temp, trans temp, and then also boost gauge as well. So that way I can have them all sitting there nice and clean. Yeah. But another thing I also want to do is I definitely want to change out this seat. I'm really having an issue at the moment where I'm struggling with how close I am to the wheel and how far I am away from the pedals. I'm a super short dude, I'm only 5'5", and so getting into this car and being so close to the wheel and having the pedals so far away, I definitely want to try and bring them forward a little bit so that way I can kind of like sit a little bit further back from the wheel. But yeah, I think a seat's definitely going to help all that out. Definitely don't want a low seat. I definitely need something with rails and everything else as well, because I know that a lot of other people are going to be driving this car. Definitely has to have rails. Definitely need a bucket seat. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to get yet, but we're going to get something. I'm not quite sure. So when it comes to the interior, I've actually already got 2 parts ready to go, ready to be installed. Check out what they are. So the first thing I've actually got sponsored was this Cube Speed short shifter. So this setup here is going to completely change that horrible shifter that's already in there. Comes with an awesome cube shift knob, comes with all the centering springs, everything ready to go to make sure that that shifter in there is going to be exactly what I want. And it's going to be a hell of a lot easier, obviously, to learn manual and to learn how to drift. So that's going to be wicked. Now the second thing I got, you guys can probably already tell and probably have already known from if you guys have seen my Instagram posts. Yeah, I'm so keen for this thing. So a few weeks ago, I went out of my way and bought myself something that I've wanted for a very long time now. And I'm so lucky he actually got them back into stock. I got a 2019 final edition LZ MFG Grip Royale suede steering wheel. This thing is so amazing and feels so nice. It's a hell of a lot better than the one that's actually in the car at the moment. I know this thing's going to stand up and not bend to everything I throw at it. Yeah, I am so keen to get this on the car. And another whole reason why I got this car was actually because I've been watching him for years now. I've been watching Samet for years now. That's why I have Samet stuff on my car. That's why I have Adam LZ stuff on my car. Because if it wasn't for those two, I definitely wouldn't be in the position that I am right now, doing YouTube, having this car, having the Turbo Falcon, having everything. So yeah, I thought I'd go out my way, spend a little bit of money, and get something to support them who have supported me. It's just cool. It's just so cool. So yes, I have a short shifter and a steering wheel ready to go. I dare say the seat's probably going to take me a little bit to get right. So probably won't have a seat for a little bit. The R33 seats aren't actually too bad. But yeah, definitely going to get one in the future. Okay, so as for the exterior of this car, I have a few things planned which is going to be super, super cool, which I think you guys are really going to enjoy. Let's get straight into it. So the first thing that I'm going to be doing to the R33 is I'm going to be wrapping the roof black. Now I know a lot of you guys are probably going to go, it's super stupid, I wouldn't do it to my car. The reason that I'm doing this is because I bought this car because of you guys. You guys that watch my videos, you guys that have been helping me out and supporting me for years now. I wanted to give back to you. And in the link in the description down below, you can see a link to my Patreon account. If you spend, I think it's $15 to $25, you can actually get your name written in gold pen on the roof. Now, I've actually got a few people that have already signed up for it. I think there's like 2 people and 2 names that are already going to go on it. But I thought it'd be amazing to do the black roof and then have your guys' names in gold on the roof. Yeah, it's just going to be super sick. I can't wait until the roof is covered in gold from all your names that have been supporting me on the Patreon and everything else as well. It's going to be wicked. Now, I've also been tossing up doing a livery on this car as well. That's going to come eventually. I have a shop that's actually wanting to sponsor a complete livery for this car, which is going to be amazing. We're still working out the stuff at the moment, but I don't want to get it done until at least I know that I can kind of semi-drift. There'd be nothing worse than me showing up to the track in a beautiful clean 33 with a livery down the side and everything else as well and not know how to drive. So I want to get that all sorted first and sort of learn what I'm doing first, and then down the track I can get that all sorted, get that all up and running, and yeah. Now I also want to get the other rear pod on. I'm going to get it done eventually, but yeah, at the moment it's just sitting there like that. The car's going to get tint, the car's going to get new stickers. Everything is going to be coming, and yeah, it's going to be cool. Also, I am on the hunt for a set of 17 by 9 plus 20 wheels. So if you guys have anything 70 by 9 plus 20, I want to try and find something white. I reckon white would look sick on this car, but I'm completely open to all offers. 17 by 9 plus 20 plus 30, I'm not quite sure. Yeah, something around those, please hit me up in my Instagram DMs or comments or anything, because yeah, I'm looking for a set right now. But apart from that, the car's exterior is actually insanely clean. If you guys have watched the previous videos, I actually did a full paint correction on this car, and yeah, it looks so rad. Now we're gonna get to the fun stuff, the driveline. Okay, so the engine is going to be the biggest thing that I'm going to be doing to this car. At this current point in time, I have been in the works with another YouTube channel called Leprechaun Laboratory. Now, I've watched him for a fair few years now. He has an R31 RB25 DET drift car, and he's completely stripped it down. He's actually one of the people that I was watching for a very long time, because he was one of the first channels to actually put up completely tearing down an RB25 DET, identifying all the problems and rebuilding it exactly for drift. Now, luckily enough, he is actually in Brisbane, and he has a complete workshop. So we're going to be taking the R33 to his workshop, ripping out the engine, ripping out the transmission, and completely refreshing the whole lot. So at the moment, we're getting a few prices for MLS gaskets, for the exhaust manifold studs, because there's actually about 7 of them that are snapped inside the block at the moment. I told you this thing was cheap, guys. We're probably going to be doing an extended collar with oil pump gears as well, because as you guys know, with RB25s, the high RPM really destroys these gears right here. So yeah, we're probably going to be doing that too. The gearbox is also going to probably get some new bearings in it to hopefully stop that horrible whine. We're also going to be doing a head drain as well. I know that he's worked with a company before that does the external head drain that kind of just sits at the back of a plug at the back of the block. We're going to be doing that too. And I have a few extra parts that I have picked up that I'm going to want to put on as well. I have this right here, a set of ARP head studs. It actually came from the original owner of this car. Yeah, he gave me a full set of ARP head studs, which is going to be sick. Definitely going to help out with the reliability of the car, stop the head from lifting. Even though it's going to be pushing stock power, still definitely going to be the way to go for reliability. And then, I was also donated this from a subscriber. I have no idea exactly what brand it is, nor does he have any idea exactly what brand this is. And if you guys do know, please let me know in the comments. But this right here is an RB25 forward-facing plenum, so that way we can pretty much get rid of the horrible J-pipe that's on the car at the moment, make everything so much cleaner in the engine bay, make everything easier to work on. This thing is going to be so sick. I'm probably either going to polish it or paint it up in like a gunmetal or something like that. It's going to be really nice. Now, this isn't forged. This is cast alloy. It is so heavy. Yeah, it's definitely going to look so good in the engine bay though. So yes, as I said, if any of you guys know exactly what brand this plenum is, please let me know in the comments, as we both had no idea. So I have no other things obviously for the plenum to actually fit it up to the car. So I need a throttle body. I also need fuel rail. I also need the injectors to suit. Yeah, pretty much gonna have to do all that. It's gonna be a big task, but it's gonna be a hell of a lot nicer in the engine bay and make everything so much easier to work on. Now, along with that, with doing that plenum and everything else as well, I'm gonna have to go with an aftermarket ECU. Apparently these stock ECUs aren't too great to tune on, so upgrading to an aftermarket or standalone ECU is definitely the way to go. There are some awesome plug and play kits available. I'm in the works with a few companies at the moment. I'm not quite sure exactly yet, but I'm definitely looking at the Link. The Link ECUs definitely seem to be the best ECUs that are out in the market at the moment in terms of these RVs. However, Haltech, all those sort of things, also wanted to use a Haltech dash. It'll give me everything I need to know, as well as more accurate information in terms of the speedometer, RPM, everything else as well. So definitely going to an aftermarket ECU is going to be a must for this car. I dare say that everything we're going to be doing to it to make it track ready is probably going to be around about $4,000. and providing we do it all correct, it's going to be a great car. It's going to be a brilliant car. It's going to have a good tune. It's going to be reliable in terms of what I want to do with it. It's going to be making stock power. It's going to be fairly slow, but it is going to be making stock power. So I'm going to be able to learn how to drive this thing, learn how to do grip days, drift days, everything with this car. Yeah, it's going to be so sick. Well, there you have it, guys. I hope you're all extremely keen for the R33 build. I know I am. The next video that you see will be me installing the short shifter. I reckon that's going to be just a super sick video and definitely make the biggest difference on this car. I'm super keen to get all this stuff sorted. It's going to be awesome. So anyway, guys, if you are watching and do want to donate towards the R33, definitely go check out the Patreon link below and get your name written on the roof of this car in the very near future. It's going to be such a sick look on this car and definitely be something very cool if you guys actually see this car in person. It's just going to be so cool. And if you are a brand that does want to sponsor the R33 build, please let me know. I have an email down there, which is basically a business email, zbsocials@outlook.com. If you guys did want to support the build or sponsor a part or do anything, that would be absolutely amazing. Just simply drop an email into my inbox and we'll get something sorted. But I am just so keen to see how this thing goes. So keen. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you everyone very much for watching the video. Can you get stuck into the mods? I'm actually just about to start getting stuck into the short shifter right now. So yeah, definitely check out the next video. Really hope you liked this video. Remember to leave a comment down below what you think we should be doing to the R33. And yeah, hope you all have a very good day. See you later, guys. Peace out.